Commander 2016 spoilers are quickly flying off the rails. Today we have plenty of new cards to show you, including one that I'm positive will finally get a different card banned in the format. You'll see what I mean in a second. Before we do that, if you missed our exclusive Commander 2016 preview card or our spoiler recap video from yesterday, you can check out both right here. Look at that, super easy. Now without further ado, let's jump right in. I hope you enjoy. Conqueror's Flail is 2 mana for an artifact equipment with an equip cost of 2. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 for each color among permanents you control. As long as the Flail is attached to a creature, your opponents can't cast spells during your turn. The card certainly has my attention. Any artifact version of Grand Abolisher deserves some type of test in Legacy for Death and Taxes. While I'm not sure that it's good enough, this is harder to remove than the Abolisher itself, and can be tutored up by Enlightened Tutor, Stoneforge Mystic. There are ways to make that happen. 2 to play and 2 to equip may put it out of contention, but that ability is certainly powerful. If we're talking Commander, if I'm in a game with you and you play the Flail, I don't plan on countering it or anything. I'll just quit and go play some Legion. I just hit level 110, so might be a better time investment than trying to play a blue deck against this piece of trash anti-spell card. It's a good card, but I hate it a lot, so no. Deepglow Skate is 5 mana for a 3/3 fish. When it enters the battlefield, double the number of each kind of counter on any number of target permanents. How in the world is this a fair card? What is happening? Okay, we've spoken about Deadeye Navigator before, and if there's one card that players are clamoring to ban in Commander right now, it's this stupid thing. The fish version of Doubling Season may finally be the straw that breaks the camel's back here. This easy combination with Deadeye Navigator is straight broken. Doubling the counters on everything, all kinds of counters, loyalty, +1/+1, -1/-1, friggin' tower counters, because those are a thing. Look, Deepglow Skate is absurd. Absolutely ridiculous. And when it's in a color that pairs so well with green, you know there are going to be problems. Navigator might finally get the axe. It's just disgusting. Kynaios and Tiro of Meletis is 1 red, 1 green, 1 white, and 1 blue for a 2/8 legendary creature human soldier. At the beginning of your end step, draw a card. Each player may put a land card from their hand onto the battlefield, then each opponent who didn't draws a card. Guardians of Meletis finally get their card! Oh, they're so cute! The Blacklist 4-color legendary is a group hug commander if I've ever seen one. Everyone gets to draw a card or a ramp, and you get to do both. This is great. If you're into running Feldegriff, this is the kind of commander you want to be looking at, except for one small thing. Most group hug decks like to focus their assistance helping out weaker decks stay in the game. This is as close to universally beneficial as we're going to get, and that could be a problem if you're in a game with a few lopsided strategies, at least in terms of power. Doesn't feel good giving the most oppressive deck more stuff to work with, but if you're building the deck relatively similarly to something like Feldegriff, you shouldn't have a problem targeting who you want with the rest of your spells. The addition of red does add cool stuff like Stranglehold though, so it'll be interesting to see what comes out of this type of strategy. Parting Thoughts is 3 mana for a sorcery. Destroy target creature. You draw X cards and you lose X life, where X is the number of counters on that creature. Interesting card. Wait, that flavor text, is that Leshrac? Holy good golly gosh, Batman, it's Leshrac. I can't imagine many of you were around for a Leshrac, but we're talking Ice Age, mid-90s Magic storyline here. The dude went toe-to-toe with friggin' Nicol Bolas before Planeswalkers were nerfed. Oh god, I need to talk more about Leshrac. What does this card even do again? I don't even care. Leshrac is on it. Leshrac! Finally, we get to see Ludevic. After years and years and years, we finally get to see what the mad genius is made of. Ludevic Necro-Alchemist, great name, is one of anything 1 blue and 1 red for a 1/4 legendary creature human wizard with partner. At the beginning of each player's end step, that player may draw a card if a player other than you lost life this turn. Okay. Am I the only one who is supremely underwhelmed by this card? Now, don't get me wrong. The card itself is interesting. It encourages your opponents to attack each other instead of you, granting them card draw and not death. My problem is that this doesn't seem like Ludevic at all, and he isn't even black. I get that you're trying to separate him from Geralf, I get that, but he's a Necro-Alchemist. The dude definitely has some black alignment in there. Talk about ambition, come on. I could be way off base here, but I don't think I am. I think Ludevic should have been Grixis. I think he should have had a different card, and I think that card should have been more recursion-based than Pillow Fort-like, which this card clearly is. I don't know, I'm not a fan. I'm pretty disappointed, honestly. Ishai Ojutai Dragon Speaker is 2 of anything, 1 white and 1 blue for a 1/1 legendary creature bird monk with flying in partner. Whenever an opponent casts a spell, put a +1/+1 counter on the Dragon Speaker. Wait, really? Whenever any opponent casts any spell? How in the world is this okay? I mean, don't get me wrong, I'm cool with it. It's blue-white, it's a bird monk, and it just gets out of hand really quickly. All things I enjoy. While I don't think the partnered commanders are all that great overall, I do like this one a lot. It's a relevant threat as soon as it hits the battlefield, and it will draw the attention of everyone at the table. Definitely one of my favorite previews so far. Can't go wrong with more birds. Where's my Kangi deck? Gotta burn it up. Caw, caw, caw. Okay, I'm done. Runehorn Hellkite is 6 mana for a 5/5 dragon with flying. You can pay 6 mana, exile it from your graveyard, and each player discards their hand, then draws 7 cards. Wheel of Fortune with wings and a bad attitude, that's all I need to see. Sign me the heck up. Nekasar is pog-champing all over the place. I've heard talks about this being crazy good in Olivia mobilized for war. Discard it, give something haste, exile it later to refill your hand. The beauty of Wheel of Fortune. It feels good, really one of the only things that Red does that I like. Seriously, Red and I really don't get along too often. Ravos Soul Tender is 3 of anything, 1 white and 1 black for a 2/2 legendary creature human cleric with flying in partner. Other creatures you control get +1/+1. At the beginning of your upkeep, you may return target creature card from your graveyard to your hand. I know we were just talking about how the partnered commanders weren't all that great, but Ravos, totally game for this dude. Look at that bod too, what a hunk. Anyways, Anthem effects are always relevant, so you have value there. He's a cleric and a human, so even more value, and you get free recursion at the beginning of your upkeep. It's nice to see an Orzhov commander not built around life gain for once. Should be fun in Eileen Cleric Tribal, Alicia for some insane beats. Can't wait for that one. Rayhan, another partnered commander, would make a sweet Obzan deck with this. I don't know. Ravos seems to be one of the better partner commanders. I'm definitely a fan. Translation time. Akiri Rope Thrower is 1 red and 1 white for a 0/3 legendary creature core soldier ally with first strike, vigilance, and partner. It gets +1/+0 for each artifact you control. Well, hello there. It's time to finally talk partner synergies. Akiri and Silas Ren are going to make sweet artifact babies. Not only do you get to pair blue-black with red-white so you're covering 4 different colors, but both benefit off of a mainly artifact-based deck. Being able to run Sunforger in a deck that also runs blue and black, that has to feel good, right? Not saying that's a great idea, but just the thought of it makes me really happy. We're going to explore more partner synergies in the future, but this is certainly one of the most obvious and easiest to build around, I think. Just have a Soul Ring and Lightning Greaves in play, and this is a 2/3 with First Strike and Vigilance for 2 mana. Hard to say no to that as a floor. Definitely a Boros commander I can get behind. While it isn't vastly different from what we've come to expect from the color combination, there's at least some variation in how it bashes in. I'll certainly take it and be happy, I think. I've never had so many legendary creatures thrown at me at once. There's a lot going on in this set, and we're really starting to see what's happening here. By the time this video comes out, we may see a few of these, but we're still waiting on a few legendaries. Yidris Maelstrom Wielder is the last 4-color commander we need, the whiteless one, so expect some death and chaos there. Thrasios Triton Hero is from Meletis and should be blue-green to complete one of the 2 enemy cycles. And Ikras Shadiki, the Usurper from the Sultai clan on Tarkir, was the one who betrayed Tassiger to Dragonlord Silumgar, so can't wait to see what kind of crazy crap she does. While we're waiting for all this awesomeness, what do you think of Commander 2016 so far? Is this a set that you're going to consider buying? Is there enough there for you? If so, which cards put you over the edge? If not, which cards do you need to see to convince you? I gotta know what you're thinking. Be sure to leave all your thoughts in the comments and we'll talk about it. As always, thanks for watching and we'll see you next time. This video is brought to you in part by TCGplayer.com. If you're really into the Commander 2016 sets and you want to pre-order the entire set, all 5 decks, you can already do that. $135 for the whole set. That's $27 each. Cheaper than they're going to cost at the big box stores if that's where you end up buying them. If you're worried about not being able to get the sets once they come out, they're right there on the site for you right now. If you want them, get them. Enjoy.